But I lost so much weight before. I had a chat with someone the other day exactly about this, and they're at kind of the start of their journey, and before they've done some shake diets and they've lost quite a substantial amount of weight before, and they're getting frustrated and finding it hard that the scales aren't moving quite as fast as they did then, which I totally understand. I mean, they have lost some weight and they've got stronger, they're fitter, they're fewer effort days, if you know what I mean by that, where it's like, oh, sod it, it's not gone perfect, so screw that. But my questions back to this were, number one, are you finding this hard? Like the fact you're getting stronger, fitter, and the fact you have lost some weight. Are you actually finding it hard? Two, why did the weight come back on in the first place? And there's nothing against shakes. We recommend them in certain situations, but it's not that they're the magic trick. It's if that abides by the principle of the calorie deficit and meets your lifestyle. So why did the weight come back on in the first place? Well, maybe what you're doing right now might be slower, but they're finding it actually fits your lifestyle, that you can actually make it sustainable. Is it actually that hard? It's not as hard, no. And not to mention that they're stronger, fitter, which might just have the benefits of making everyday tasks easier, getting up and down from the floor more easier. We put our attention on the wins that aren't just the scales, but actually how we feel, how we potentially look in terms of muscular, how our clothes fit. The fact we showed up consistently to exercise, the fact we've been more aware of our food and we're actually losing weight without it seeming like a big deal. No one would even know you're on a diet. And the fact that you know you can chop and change, you can go in to use the shakes if you need to, but you don't have to. You know that if you go away, it's not all or nothing. And that in itself is a super powerful place to be, and to actually think about from a body shape point of view and from a body confidence point of view, from a self-worth point of view as well, of being like, you know what, there's a lot of other non-scale wins here. So take confidence from that. Know that actually the key part is actually the journey, not the destination. We're so concerned with getting to the destination of the weight loss, so we forget about the journey in between. And as cheesy as that sounds, that's actually where you get a lot of non-scale victories that help build your confidence, your wins, your strength, your fitness, everyday tasks easier. I could go on, not to mention bone density, not to mention putting on muscle, which then helps you keep the weight off in the first place. So I hope that helps. And I hope that if you're in that space where you're like, oh, I've done quick things before, just consider, why are you doing it again? Number one. Number two, are you actually finding what you're doing that hard? Because if not, what's the rush? Enjoy the journey, see the results as trickle as they want. If you're consistent for 4 weeks, then maybe you might need to change something. Anyway, hope that helps. Our Kickstart program is now live this week and next week. If you want more information, comment with Kickstart and I'll get you the details. Have an awesome day, and I'll